Let's begin with an unexpected narrator, Death. Yes, Death himself. But don't be afraid. He's not here to scare you. In fact, he's more of an observer, a witness to human life during one of the darkest periods in history. And he's seen it all. In the book Thief, Death doesn't come for everyone right away. He lingers, waiting, watching, as lives unfold on Himmel Street, particularly the life of one girl, Liesel Meminger. Liesel's story begins with loss. Her mother, fleeing from the Nazi regime, sends Liesel and her younger brother away to live with foster parents. But tragedy strikes on the train ride to Munich. Liesel's brother dies in her arms, leaving her alone in the world, burdened by the first of many losses she will experience. This is where she becomes the book thief. As her brother is buried in the cold, white snow, Liesel steals her first book, The Grave Digger's Handbook, a silent act of defiance and desperation. After her brother's death, Liesel is taken to Himmel Street to live with Hans and Rosa Huberman. Rosa is harsh, with a quick temper and a sharp tongue, while Hans is gentle, his kindness hidden behind a weathered face and silver eyes. Liesel's new life is marked by Rosa's stern rules and Hans's nightly comfort. It's Hans who teaches her to read, using her stolen book as a tool. And so, Liesel's love affair with words begins. In the midst of this grim world, Liesel finds a friend in Rudy Steiner, the boy with hair the color of lemons. Rudy is full of life, with dreams of becoming a champion like his hero, Jesse Owens. Together, Liesel and Rudy find small joys amidst the struggles, whether it's playing soccer in the street or stealing apples from the orchards. Rudy, of course, always asks for a kiss, but Liesel refuses, not knowing the significance of this playful demand until much later. Everything changes when Max Vandenberg arrives at the Huberman household. A Jewish man on the run, Max is hidden in the basement to escape Nazi persecution. Hans owes a life debt to Max's father, and despite the immense danger, he welcomes Max into their home. For Liesel, Max is more than just a fugitive. He becomes her friend and kindred spirit. They bond over their shared nightmares and the stories they exchange. Max, despite the fear and isolation, gives Liesel the greatest gift of all, the power of words. He writes her a story, The Standover Man, a tale that reflects his own struggle and the blossoming friendship between them. Through Max, Liesel begins to understand the power of words, not just to entertain or educate, but to inspire hope and resist tyranny. While Hitler uses words to manipulate and destroy, Liesel uses them to heal. As bombs fall on Munich, Liesel reads to her neighbors in the air raid shelters, offering them comfort amidst the horror. Her stolen books, once a secret indulgence, now become a source of strength for the entire community. But war does not discriminate, and soon Himmel Street falls victim to an air raid. In one fateful night, Liesel loses everything. Hans, Rosa, Rudy, and her entire world are taken from her. The destruction is absolute. Amidst the ruins, Liesel stands alone, clutching her books, the only remnants of her past. It is here that Death, our narrator, returns to her story, witnessing her heartbreak, yet admiring her resilience. As Death carries away the souls of those lost on Himmel Street, he lingers on Liesel. She, the girl who defied him time and time again, is a survivor. In the aftermath of the war, Liesel is taken in by the mayor's wife, Ilse Hermann, the same woman whose library Liesel once stole from. Together, they rebuild their lives, surrounded by books and words, and Liesel eventually pens her own story, The Book Thief. Years later, Death returns to Liesel. She has lived a long life filled with love and stories. Death, always watching from afar, collects her soul gently. In his hands, he carries the book she wrote, The Book Thief. Even Death, who has seen the worst of humanity, is moved by her story. I am haunted by humans, he says, a reflection on the beauty and tragedy of life. At its heart, The Book Thief is about the power of stories. Stories that save us, stories that give us hope, and stories that help us remember. Liesel's journey, told through the eyes of Death, is a reminder that even in the darkest times, love, words, and hope can endure. And in the end, it is these stories that death cherishes, for they are what make life, with all its pain and joy, worth remembering.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel. Please share your feedbacks and thoughts through comments.